All right, quick Friday update. I almost forgot to record one of these before I went to sleep. In practice one, I think the top 20 cars were separated by 7/10 of a second, so a super tight and competitive GT4 America field as always. We actually didn't like the balance of our car on the rear so much in first practice, so we made a change to help it. But then in second practice, when we went out to try that change, then we didn't like the front of the car. So I think the change actually hurt the front more than it helped the rear, if that makes sense, without getting into details. But I think it's going to be just one of those barn burner, bar fight type weekends out on track. We're going to have to fight for every inch and every tenth. And we got qualifying tomorrow morning, race 1 at 11 a.m. Yeah, I need my rest, so more updates tomorrow. Good night. Just finished qualifying and it was wet this morning, so we qualified on a wet track with dry tires, but unfortunately both sessions got red flagged. Chandler got one lap in before the red came out in his session, and we're starting P16 in today's race. And then I got about 3 laps in before the red flag in our session, but crazy traffic during my qualifying. That put us P2 in class and then P10 overall. Here we go, let's see how race 1 goes. Race 1 at Watkins Glen did not go quite as we hoped. Chandler actually made a great start, and then a few laps into the race, he was battling with an Aston Martin. Chandler and the Aston both arrived into the toe of the boot, side by side battling for position, and the car ahead of them had some kind of mechanical issue or had contact and was leaking some fluid onto the track. And the Aston was on the inside of Chandler, and he just slipped on the fluid and basically banged right into the side of our car. Unfortunately, it broke our right front control arm. So the boys at Bimworld fixed it super fast. I think we only lost like 3 laps. I hopped in and just ran around to try and finish and score some points. What was really encouraging was the car was handling super well, but was kind of not encouraging was we still had this top speed issue that's been plaguing us a little bit the last couple of weekends. We have some theories as to what might be causing it, but one of the strengths of the BMW is that it's got really good acceleration and top speed. But we've kind of routinely been one of the slower BMWs and a little bit off of even our team cars. And we think we might have some ideas as to what's going on. Hopefully for Indianapolis, it'll be fixed and we'll be able to wheel our BMW back to the front. Race 2 was going much better than race 1, but I had a really good start. I started 10th and worked my way up to like 7th. And then all of a sudden, the cars in front of me, I was losing touch with them, especially towards the end of the straightaway, where normally that's kind of when we gain on people. Now I've gone from looking ahead and trying to chase the cars in front of me to watching my mirror and defending from the guys behind. So after a couple laps of defending, it started to become pretty obvious that we still didn't have our top speed issues sorted out. Unfortunately, one of the Porsches got kind of impatient and used me as his brakes, and some front to rear contact a couple times actually, and it moved me out of the way and got me pretty crossed up actually. Nearly spun the car. Thankfully, I didn't. But what it meant is that now there's all these cars that are moving to avoid me, to try not to hit me. And the car that almost did absolutely collect me was my own teammate, Bill Oberlin, who was a couple spots behind me, making his way through the pack after they had to start from the back. So thankfully BMW makes cars that stop really well because Bill slammed on the brakes and didn't even touch me. And we got going again. We had kind of a weird pit stop. We got caught in some traffic coming into the pits and then caught in some traffic going out of the pits. And one of the cars ahead of us leaving the pit lane didn't get off the pit speed limiter until they were all the way around the corner leaving the pit lane at Watkins Glen, which is probably an extra, I don't know, 7 or 8 or 10 seconds on the pit speed limiter when you should be accelerating. Yeah, it was just a rough race where we weren't in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to skip Sebring because we have a conflict with the Hungaroring 12 Hours in the Creventic Series, where we're leading that championship and hoping to clinch the GT4 championship in Hungary. We will be back for Indianapolis for the season finale. It was a great race for us there last year. I finished second with ST Racing in the 8-hour, and we finished on the podium in the Sprint X races and sealed up the Silver Class Championship with ST Racing last year. Until then, thanks for following along, and talk to you soon. Cheers.